Oh, hello, people of the internet. I have some updates for you. So, me and my small human, we went to Michael's and I got the mesh stuff that I needed um, to finish or to continue to work on my mimic chest thing that I've been working on now forever. So a little bit update on that first, and then I'll show you off the pattern that I made this week, and it's so adorable. But anyways, to the mimic chest. We're still working on it. It's still a work in progress, as you can see. So I'm gonna move this mess into my lap. So this is still the outside. The outside is still the way it is. But I've made some changes. So I was working on this little piece forever, and I got just this much done, and it's not going as fast as I want it to, and it's really making me lose enthusiasm in getting this going. And I realized I have this velvet yarn. Let me untangle myself here. Sorry. I have this velvet yarn, which is still a super bright green. They're slightly different, but they're still pretty close. And so I started working on this last night. So I decided, instead of continuing with this, which is just frustrating me, this is why I don't use this fingering weight yarn, because it takes me forever, and I need to get things done quickly so that I get them done. As otherwise, I will not. Like my cardigan that should have been a quick thing that has taken me now 2 years, and I just ripped out all the ribbing. Anyways, that's not what you're here for. So I started making the inside of the chest, and this took me maybe a few minutes to do, versus this, which was almost 2 days of work. So needless to say, we're going to, and I feel like it's appropriate because it'll be a nice velvety inside of the mimic chest. So I think it's an improvement on what I was originally going to do, because I do also have this wonderful purple to put in for the tongue, so it'll still be the same color scheme, and you'll see the colors also come up soon. Sorry, I have some hair in my mouth. Anyways, so we're making a change to it, so hopefully I can get the mimic chest done before the end of the month. That's my goal. Before the end of July, I want to have this mimic chest done. It might be the death of me, but I want to get it done. I'm gonna do it. I'm really gonna do it. And if I don't do it by the end of the month, I will definitely do it by the end of August. I hope. But I am still enjoying it. It is just frustrating that I feel like I should be a lot farther than I am, and then it's just it feels like I'm not a good crocheter, or I'm not a fast crocheter, or whatever. I'm sure if you crochet, you probably have had those projects where you just feel the same, where you're just but I can do this. But why is it just I sit here for hours on end and I get this much done? But I also feel like that's just fingering weight yarn. Sorry, I don't know what's going on there. Anyways, so the other thing that I worked on this week was this little guy, a Dilophosaurus. I hope I said the name right. I will put it above. So this little cutie guy is from LyraLuneDesigns. So it's the same one as last week's. And if you didn't watch last week's video, you can go back and watch that. But this guy isn't a no-sew. He's I would say a low-sew, because you do have to sew the head on and the little ear flappy bits. But he's adorably cute, and like, so these two colors here, the purple and the green, are what I'm gonna use in my mimic chest, and I think it's gonna work out really well. I'm really excited for it to all come together, and then I will finally be able to show off the mimic chest. It'll be like an 8-hour video or something, because I'll just be like sitting here being like, ah! No, I promise I will not do that, but I will probably laugh like that when I'm finished. But anyways, so this guy is adorably cute. He also has the little, like, these little raised head pieces, like little eyebrows essentially. But yeah, so the head is like super easy, like the nose and everything is all one piece. And then the, like, these are slightly different. I think the only thing I would do if I were to redo it, which I will probably make more of these because he's so cute. Sorry, I can't get over how cute he is that for the frills, it said to make both, or at least the way that I read it. I could have read it wrong, like, so don't quote me on this, but for the headpieces, it said to do the two pieces the same way. What I would do to do it in the future is I would flip it. So instead of like running the stitches down, like doing this little like, doing this little frilly part on the ear. So I would do one side one way and then the other side the other way, so that when you flip it over, you still have like two good sides on the back. 'Cause I had to do a little bit of stitching, like a little bit of like sew up stitching, if that makes sense. Hopefully that makes sense. If it doesn't, you can message me and I'll try to make it sound better. Anyways, so I just had to do like a little bit of cleanup work around the edge to make it like more solid. Again, I don't think it was anything to do with the pattern. I think it was me. But yeah, I think for me, it would be better to do one side like going down and then the other side going the other direction, which is possibly what the instructions said to do, and I just misread it. It's entirely possible. The other thing I wanted to point out is the little feet and arms and his belly. Oh my god, they're so cute. Oh wow, I'm really glowy. Sorry. But yeah, his feet and his tail, and also his tail is really cool, because it's like you don't sew on a tail. You do some stitches and then you like add on to the stitches afterwards. So technically you don't have to sew a tail on, which is awesome. So again, I would really say that like this one specifically is a very like low sew. Like you just have like the two back pieces and then the neck to sew on. And like he's so sturdy and didn't take long at all. So really happy with him. The other thing I was going to say is this past week, me and Small Human went to Michael's. I think I already said that, but they also had a bunch of their spooky stuff out, which was awesome. So I'll stick a few pictures up here. You can see some of their spooky stuff if you haven't already, which, I mean, if you like spooky stuff, then I'm sure you've seen it all over the internet by now. Is like, it seems to be everywhere, but not all at the same time, because it is still summer, but like there are a lot of places that are now starting to come out with spooky stuff, which I absolutely love, but also at the same time feel like it's kind of weird because it's like just July. But also, I mean, as long as they keep the spooky stuff running, I will be super happy. Sorry for hearing the thing in the background. But anyways, while I was at Michael's, they had some yarn that was on sale, the Loops and Threads, the Sweet Snuggles. This is their green and yellow striped, and then they also have a pink and yellow. So there's a new, I'm really excited. It was announced, I think, this past week. There's going to be a new loaf design. So it's going to be the loaf dog design. I think that's what it's called. I could be wrong. Correct me in the comments below. But if you've gotten into the loaf cats which like are everywhere. And I mean, they are awesome. I have so many loaf cats. I hope people like them. But anyways, oh, sorry. But anyways, so there's going to be a loaf dog pattern that comes out, I think it's the 11th today. I think it's coming out on the 13th. I could be wrong. Maybe it's the 12th. I don't know. Maybe it's the 12th or the 13th. I don't know. 12th or 13th of July. So I'm definitely going to pick that up, and I'm definitely going to make some loaf dogs and some more loaf cats with this. I also found, I've been looking for a pink, and because I ran out of this like bubblegum pink. Sorry if it doesn't show up very well, but yeah, this is like super bubblegum pink. It's the Loops and Threads Sweet Snuggles Light. And I've been looking for a bright pink. I've also been looking for like a bright green. So Loops and Threads, make a bright green. Sorry, not a bright green, but like a slime green. Slime green would be awesome. That is what I would like to see. I know there are slime greens out there. I live in Canada, and shipping is really expensive from like shipping to the States to here. So like I know like Premier Parfait, Chunky, they have their like neon line, and there's also like a what is it? Universal Yarns. They also have a green one that I really like. But the shipping is just so much, and just to justify it, just to get green yarn, it's just like not quite enough. But anyways, that was my rant about green yarn. But yeah, I think that's all that I had to talk about today. And yeah, thanks for joining me, and I'll talk to you later. Okay, bye.